Hi everybody, farming units between now and some of the big kind of spendy type events. Of course, you don't want to spend your money, but you do want to farm those units. What is possible? What is potential? What is the potential going into things like July 4th deals, and of course going into Cyberweekend, because that's going to be your two options. I would talk about the banquet event, but after being bitten, as many other players were, with farming for that particular event, I am not putting it front and center as I normally do. I am focused on these particular events. And leading up to things like the July 4th deals and Cyber Weekend, you've got two different types of farming processes. So number one, if you're focused all in on July 4th, we're going to talk about in this video. We're also going to talk about Cyber Week. There's 36 weeks to Cyber Weekend. There's 252 days till Cyber Weekend, give or take. But also there's 72 arena grinds. There is July 4th deals, 104 days and 15 weeks respectively, plus 30 arena rotations. So let's look at the amount of units you can get for those particular upcoming events, shall we? Which ranges in the volume of units you can pick back from it based on like the amount of months that you farm. We'll go with 3 months. And of course, calendar, 100 units a month. Various double tracks, mainly one double track. What is currently available in the double track, if you go in game and count up at the moment, between now and right at the very end, you will find 1,135 units. Now with MCOC, you get right to the very end of it and you find that 84 days, not from now because we're already part way through it. If you notice, it's 84 to kind of get right to the end, but if you go back into it now, we are up to what is it, day 20? So we're fine. We'll make it. By the way, we'll make it. Some people have already got it, but of course, if you're non-spending, there's this is the only way that you kind of like can go get it. So everything adds up and adds up. Egg 9.2, let's face it, is probably going to come next month. Fabulous crystals or a Deadpool event. It could be Deadpool spring cleaning. It could be later on in the amount of years, like years or months. It might be like May. You may not see anything. There may be a unit event similar to the Loki event, the Loki charms, or the kind of ladies rework thing. There may be a celebration or other kind of event that could give you an additional, adding up to just under 1,000 units. There's a possibility. There's no guarantee, but there's a possibility. And that's the best kind of like scenario to kind of go and farm that at this particular stage. Throwing arena in the mix, this is where you're going to pick up a chunk of units, a chunk more than you might wonder that you could do. And if you get good RNG, like average RNG, 5,000 units is possible, given a grand total of 27,000 units. You could pick up that as the max of what you could pick up. If you're looking for a low-end grind for July 4th deals, then the usual stuff that we just mentioned, celebration event maybe, Act 9.2 maybe, various double tracks, 1,135, that's a guarantee. But calendar 300, questing, yeah, super daily is a guarantee. If anybody is able to add in an extra bit of grind into just summoner trials, then you could look to find the extra units, like extra 4K, adding up to about 15,600. Doing a bit more arena grind and getting up to that 18,000 unit mark could be advantageous. Now, the question will be like, what can you actually get? What is going to be the point to it all? Well, if we look back on last year's July 4th deals, it's painful because you will require a lot more units. The baseline in is 750 units. Next, it's 3,000 units. Then after that is 7,500 to get to that particular point. So that is well over 11,000 units. Now that's good, but then if you're looking at stuff that's going to be a higher value, I don't know, maybe we're talking about like rank up gems. Maybe we're talking about tier 7 basics for those that are Valiant. Paragon players looking for the first tier 7 basic materials. Like, it just depends on what is available. And 18,000 units is normally it. There's no kind of baseline and in. We're not talking about Cyber Weekend deals, which have a very different structure and a little bit more fairer structure and the extensive choice. So you will be lumbered in. So looking at what you can get from a high end, that 27,000 units will stretch to get you all of the tiers, if Kabam run it the same way. If you are looking for just a low in, which we said was going to be that 15,600 unit mark, then at least you might be able to get like up to, I don't know, a tier 3 section of getting a Titan Crystal. Or if this stuff is the same thing, if you are Valiant or Paragon or whatever, look at what it got you last year and say to yourself, well, is this going to be worth it? You know, Paragon, Thronebreaker, and Cavalier got lumbered in the same thing for just over 10,000 units, close to 11,000 units, and got some stuff. But is this stuff going to be of value and of interest and worth your grind in order to grab? Or will you just grab a little bit, nothing of it, or save up for Cyber Weekend deals? And now this is when we talk about Cyber Weekend deals. So we've probably chopped up the video of like those kind of click tabs you can see on screen right now. If I don't know if anybody's, everyone should be able to see them. You kind of click on a tab and it takes you to various different things, of sections. So if you're looking and setting your sights further in the year, we're talking Cyber Weekend deals. 252 super daily events between now and the particular Cyber Weekend, I think, start point rather than end point. So what you can do is, again, depending on the volume, there could be like a lot more things. There could be Act 9.3 as well as the celebration event, Fabulous. There will be the Legends event. That's normally about in August time, but that's changed. Hasn't changed names. It's like the reunion. So that may be 500 units. It may be less. It may be more. We'll have to see. But that's 19,325 units. If you add in a bit of Arena to the mix, then again, we're talking about some extra units that are going to be nice to add as an addition. And then we're talking about the end of the year, 58,861 units. And maybe some better RNG from a unit perspective as well from Arena Crystals. That's a lot of units still on offer, available for you to grab. Even from a low-end grind, like little to no effort, right now, 19,325 units, providing you don't spend those units. And then, of course, you've got other things like Arena. If a low-end grind player, like an easier approach, wants to just do all of the summoner trials between now and the start point of the Cyber Weekend deals, then at least you can grab a nice chunk. We're going up to 33,000 units. That's a nice amount. That is enough to get you up to, say, 20, because it's normal. Cyber Weekend's different in its structure. We're going to see that in a second. So we've got nearly 60k units and we've got 33k units. If you've got the time, it's not always easy to find the time in MCOC. I'm even figuring out like when I've got time for stuff, because I've got a lot of projects and things that I'm working on at the moment, which I might be able to kind of give you some reveals soon about some stuff that I'm working on. Okay, so from a Valiant perspective, we'll start with Valiant, then we'll look at Thronebreaker and Paragon. 60,000 units is going to get you a lot. Like, you could clear a good chunk of all of this. At the end of the day, you only need to grab yourself, 20,000 to 21,000 units, and you've got a lot of the better stuff. And it's not like the July 4th deals where you got to start again on the tiers and climb back up again. With this, you get to like choose what you want. And there's kind of like limits of you going, okay, well, I want to get 2 lots of this, or 2 lots of that, or some of this. By the way, people did point out the Valiant Nexus does exist. I know. Thank you very much for pointing it out. Yeah, I didn't realize that the Valiant Nexus was a thing, but it's a rare thing. Like, we haven't seen it so much since that particular point of its, releaseness. Anyway, yeah, I think it's Valiant Nexus. Anyway, so you get to spend a lot of units, get a lot of stuff, and you don't have to spend all of that 60,000 units, all 30,000 units. You could spend a little bit, or a good chunk of it, and then save a little bit back for Banquet event. I can't, and not many people can trust Kabam when it comes to the Banquet event 2025. You just can't, really. Knowing our luck, we will avoid it, and it will turn out to be better than it is, but I'm going to go with it's probably going to be just as bland and just meh for a lot of players. So at least what you can do is focus on your Cyber Weekend deals, maybe save some back units-wise, and let's face it, we all know the trap that Kabam play, and it's a regular one. It's like they're probably going to do it again. All of a sudden, out of the back of Cyber Weekend deals, there's going to be a new type of endgame piece of content coming, which is meant to get you to spend all your units or money in order to pursue the next thing that's coming into the game and the next meta. They've done it every single year. It would be surprising if Kabam didn't do that particular thing. But anyway, who am I to say how Kabam kind of operate with certain stuff? So from your unit farming to what you get back from it, depending on what you want from either the Hunters Market, the Cyber Weekend deals, or the July 4th deals, there should be something out there for you, whatever you're farming for and whatever you get. You just have to make a decision of how willing you are to farm the units. And yes, this is a very grindy element to do this each and every year. I'm still finding an opportunity in time. I didn't plan to take a job this year. as I was going to focus on this year being full-time content creation, including making some kind of like farming units push this year, but I decided that the opportunity I couldn't pass up, and then I have to now try and find time available at different times to try and get the units that I require as a non-spending player in MCOC. Non-spending now for the last 4 years. 4 years plus. No, it will be 4 years at the end of the year. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. What are your thoughts? Will you be farming the amount of units that you require? Will you not? Put it in the comments, your thoughts, and I'll see you all in the next video, which will probably be a Nightmare Raids video, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.